off of the thermostat when you're done. You see the delay on the generator?
Yeah.
It's a long time. So, and there it goes.
Very good.
So the thermostat there has a delay as well. So when you start the generator, you plug it in, it's a 2-minute delay. So your AC is not going to start blowing cold air out of this unit until 2 minutes goes by. So we see how it's set on 70, and then are we on auto or are we on cool there?
Cool.
Okay, so it's only going to stay on cool, and then the very top where the fan speed is, we're on auto.
It's on auto though.
Perfect. So what that auto does where the fan is it adjusts the fan speed based on the temperature as well. So if it's hot, if you open all the doors, it's going to start blowing hard, and then once you close everything, it'll come down. You can manually override that fan speed and slow it down because it does get a little, turn it on high and you can kind of hear.
So do I have to do this?
So go ahead and push that button at the top real quick. There you go.
Okay.
So you see how it kind of gets loud? You can,
Yeah, I can
It's
feel
a little
it.
cool in here.
Dude.
You can,
That's awesome.
you
It's
can
getting
turn
cold.
that fan speed down. What I would caution you on though is a lot of times folks will turn it down to make it quieter, but then when it gets really hot and it's parked out here, it's a 100-degree day, it only lets it run on low, so it never shuts off because it can't speed up and catch up. So go back to auto there. There you go.
So we should leave it on auto for the most
All
part.
right, it makes sense.
I would,
Right.
Unless, like I said, you're in back, you just got in, you're trying to do an assessment and you can't hear, then manually just turn it down. Because what you're going to notice is on those 100-degree days, man, you're loading an isolate or whatever, the back doors are wide open. It doesn't matter if it's 60 degrees back here, it's going to be 90 by the time
Yeah.
you're finished loading.
Yeah.
And it's going to speed up to try to catch up. So go ahead and shut that generator off again. And that will just stay there. So it's set on 70 auto cool. When we plug it in on the outside, it's going to go right back to 70 auto cool. Same thing for this thing. It's going to go back to the preset setting. And as soon as the truck starts, the AC comes on automatically. Any questions about AC? The only other thing I want to point out is you see how the top is kind of notched down there in the very front? See how the roof goes
Right,
down?
uh-huh.
So there's a condenser up there. So like at your house or whatever, you've got the unit sitting outside and the coils around it, it's a condenser coil. The condenser in this thing is in the roof and it's recessed, so you don't see it unless you're up in the offices there and can look down. That has 4 fans on it, and sometimes you can hear those fans cycling. So if you step outside and you hear like a whoom, it's the fan that's cycling. When you shut the truck off, you might hear as it pulls when the truck shuts off, it cools that coil down, and you might hear the fans running for a minute or something after the truck shut off. Completely normal. It is a maintenance thing. It does have to be cleaned. You do have to wash it out, but hopefully those guys take care of it. If you ever do see a common problem, I'll tell you, is the air conditioner sucks air underneath that seat base, and it's so humid down here in Texas that all the water drips out.
Okay.
If you ever see water on the floor there,
It's normal.
no, actually let them know the drain's probably clogged.
Okay.
There's trash gets up underneath that seat base, and when trash gets in it, it just gets clogged up.
Okay.
So it's if you maintain
So
it like
it drains to this fan out.
it
to the
drains
bottom.
out underneath the truck. Yes, sir. If you maintain it right, it's fine. But a lot of times maintenance on it gets overlooked and it doesn't get cleaned out. So, any questions?
So just Tanner, just so like if I'm in here, no more so like if we have the isolate, we're going to be plugging in the isolate. Really, everything else is running on battery. So what else? Other things that we'll plug in?
The vent.
Yeah, maybe the vent. But most of the time, we're reaching for the isolate to plug in. Once those lights, the little light that's on, you can see along the outlet.
Yes, sir.
It's ready to go, right? So
Yes,
you
sir.
just plug it in and you should be getting power. So I
Correct.
shouldn't have to flip a switch or anything else like that.
It's
on.
It's designed that when the truck's running, you
Yeah,
have
it's
power.
on.
When the generator's running, you have power. When it's shoreline, you have power. The only time you're not going to have power is if none of those are happening. So if we shut the truck down right now, it's going to turn the power off.
Okay.
And the reason for that is you don't want a dead battery. The only other thing that I would point out, and I need to look, but the refrigerator up front. So you see behind that seat, there's a refrigerator. I don't remember, and I'll have to look. We'll look to see. I don't know if it's battery hot or ignition.
Okay.
But it's turned off now, I think. That will draw the battery down.
Okay.
And if it is battery hot, the reason that we time battery hot is so you don't have, if you have refrigerated medications and you shut the truck off,
Right.
and you forget them, they stay cool.
They stay cold.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll look at that to confirm and make sure. But the key is if you're plugging them in like you guys should be,
Yeah.
you're never gonna have a problem with that.
Okay.
The cabinets. So this one comes down from the top, and the reason for that is a lot of folks put vents back here, hence pumps and stuff like that. They're low, and then they can grab them from the ground versus up high, and that's why this cabinet swings that away. These all have latches on them though. So here's the latch.
Okay. Oh.
What you don't want is to forget to latch it and then have the
Swing
isolate in
open.
here or whatever and it fall down on it. So there's latches on both sides. That's the same way, so that one will actually swing up, and there's latches on both sides.
There it is.
There you go.
Up and down.
To restop. And then once they're down, you have to push the latches back down to latch them down. So, and you're gonna have to push this in.
It's right there on the side.
These are
They're
actually
probably
out.
movable.
Yeah.
There, it's down. It's down. No? There you go.
It doesn't look like
doesn't.
it's closed flushed. Yeah, it's not flush.
This one's not.
I'll look at it before I leave. You do have to just push them back down. So if you're cleaning, if you're restocking or anything, and those dividers adjust as well, so they're not slid all the way back. Other than that, guys, I mean it's pretty.
I had a question. Cleaning these?
Yes.
Clean these.
So they come off.
Come off.
Oh, okay. Are they washable?
They are.
Oh, okay.
So you can pull them off. You can stick them in a washer. You can also pull them off and spray them down with whatever you're using. Wipe them. Seats are the same way. You can wipe them all down. Everything back here is actually that way. This wall, you can take a dry erase marker
Oh, and write on it.
and you can write on it. Just don't leave it on there for forever.
Okay.
We
But
won't
not
be
that,
using the
not
dry
that
erase
side,
marker.
right? Not that side.
No, all
All
of
the
them.
walls?
Yes, sir.
So so nobody say, well, Tanner said I can use that.
Yeah.
Don't be using the dry erase
Yeah,
marker.
It's gonna be permanent marker.
Right.
You see the wheelchair track up front here? If you're tying something down, balloon pump, well, it's probably back here. That's why you have the extra room. But if you're tying something down there, heater or something like that, you can secure it. That's why that's there. This compartment here is the other thing I'll tell you about. So you want that closed during transport, obviously, so your stuff doesn't come out. But when you close the door now from the outside, we just took that whole air pocket and locked it in there. So when you close the door, you actually have to close it harder than normal because there's no way for the air to escape. And we have vents in them, but that's a huge compartment with a huge door, and it's hard to vent it.
Thank you. That's a heavy door.
Any questions? From here on back. We'll go electrical here in just a second.
Just the other thing is that when you
close.
close that, it's got like a latch on the bottom part
It
of
does.
that too.
Yeah.
So you gotta lift that. There you go.
Say respiratory.
I'll construct by the stand.
I'm curious, if you guys actually put the isolate in here to see, because I'm sitting here like this, I'm not a tall guy, but, you know, see, the isolate's got a big footprint, so can anybody actually sit here without their?
Well,
knee
you got
tied
two
down?
other seats here on one side. That is a good point, Gil, because it does get it is a little bit wider on this side. I don't know about sitting on this side, but I probably got more foot room on this end over here. The other side of that goes is that normally when we set it in, the opening is on that end, on that side. So I would probably be sitting on these two ends here, because the other side, this side over here, just has portholes. It doesn't have the door that
Only one
opens
of
on
them
this
does. The
side.
second
Yeah.
one does not.
Yeah, so and then that door is on your side, right? So normally that's why the two sit on that end over there.
It
But-
is very close, and your legs are probably up against it. The disadvantage we have here is there's no way to put 5 seats in the back of a truck going forward. So sometimes we can mount them on the sides and go forward, but you can't put them all this way.
Yeah, no, you're right, but we have to be on that side because we need to get in and out of the isolette for
How
whatever
does it,
reason.
how do you make
But
it
I'm saying if
further
somebody sitting here is gonna be right.
Jason.
Yeah.
It's Jason. He's the one that's
So-
got the long.
back? Okay.
Um,
Okay.
That's the first latch right there, and then there's a little gap here, so you can slide this.
Another
as
thing
far as
too,
it's gonna
you
go.
know, occasionally we have to do evacs like out of Corpus or whatever for some hurricane coming in, and we evac in these little babies. Does this have an extra seat belt so you could secure a car seat? Like we could put 2 team members and 3 patients, you know, in car seats in these seats here.
So the only one that has a built-in seat is this one.
So no, like a strap to be able to put like a baby in a car seat. The car
There's
seat's
not.
already there.
There's not.
Oh, that's a problem.
There's not, and the reason for it is we can't restrain a baby sideways. So that's why this is the only seat that's facing.
Oh, okay. So we couldn't even do that if we wanted.
It's you guy.
Yeah.
We can't legally we can't
That-
install something that
structure.
would be going sideways for that purpose.
I did use that the one time where we went, I think that was the night that me and you were on 2 different transports, and I think you got lost or something. You went to wrong, the driver took you the other way, but we had the other kid with the mom, and she didn't want to separate, so we put the little kid in that, and then the other 2 of us sat here with the patient on this other end over there. So that actually works pretty good.
But you can't hook up a car seat.
You guys
Yeah.
saw this pull-out writing table,
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
so you can chart or whatever you need to. The DVD player. So in the back there, can you drop that?
Just pull it
Push the button in the middle there.
this way.
I think
No,
the
that
black
one.
There
Ah.
you go. Then fold it down. So you have a DVD player there. It runs. I don't have a DVD, but
Yeah, Nat's getting some.
we might be able to find one. You'll put the DVD in here, and then it'll pop up just to play. You hit play, and it'll show on the screen. There's speakers above the cot right there, and then back there. And there's also headphones. So
Bluetooth headphones?
they are infrared or something. It's not Bluetooth. It's 900 megahertz radio.
Radio.
RF. So there's 2 sets of headphones there that you don't want to listen to it, but a kid does.
It's had a Little Mermaid
But
couple
it's just a
times.
DVD player that
Jason's
pick up
Moana.
like regular.
No, yeah, no, it doesn't pick
Can
up
you
regular
pick up
TV, but you can.
Netflix?
No, you can.
Netflix.
You can
Well,
turn
you
on
have
the
a
radio.
USB. You have a USB. Does it connect to the USB?
It does connect to the USB.
Just saying, we need to get a
You can
phone.
hook up your phone
And
to
your
We
it.
phone.
need a
You can hook
Bluetooth
up to
phone,
it
is
as
what you're
well.
saying.
Okay.
So you
So-
can watch whatever you're watching on your phone on there. Through Bluetooth.
Like a
I
smart.
don't know the answer to that.
Okay. We'll figure
I
that out.
don't think so.
We'll figure it out. We have
You might want to
94
hurt yourself a little more if we don't address a specific reason.
It's just
And
radio.
We're going to warm up if everyone's ever told you to stretch.
Good. Adjustments on those seats. The armrest adjust right here. So if you want them lower or higher, screw that in, and the armrest will adjust up or down. So let's look in this compartment here.
Jerry on top of here.
Yeah, let me get.
I think you need to.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
I'll try to stand back.
Boys messed it up.
Now get on this side of you.
I think Jerry needs to know that.
There we go.
Okay, so this is the brains of the whole truck. It's all the electrical. We use a multiplex system. What that means in short is there's not fuses and relays that run the truck. It's all solid state and multiplexed. Each one of these is a module. The module controls different functions. This paper right here tells you what each module does. The only reason I'm showing you guys this is so you know how to reset it, or if you're on a transport, you turn the truck off, it's got a bad battery in it and it won't start and you're going to jump start it, you would want to come in here and shut this off. So there's breakers right here on the top and there's 4 of them. If you turn these off, it shuts the truck down. It disconnects the electrical system back here for all the like important stuff that runs the truck. And the reason you do this is it's just like a computer in a lightning storm without a surge protector. When you jump the truck off, you have these voltage spikes, or if accidentally somebody puts the red on the black and the black on the red, if you don't shut it off, you can short the system out and then it won't come back. So when you push these back in, it boots back up. You'll see everything's going to come back on now, and that's it. That's the short of the electrical. If there's a problem with the electrical, it'll actually display it on the front panel, and it'll tell you the module where the problem is, the wire that it is, and what the problem with it is. So like if there's a short, it'll say module 2 pin this, short circuit. If there's something that's just pulling too much power, it'll say overamp. So it tells you, and then typically you guys call me and say, hey, I got this fault that's popping up. If there's a problem with the airbag system, it'll also display it. With the airbag system, know that when you turn the key on to start the truck, it will always say SRS fault for about 2 seconds, and that's because the airbag system's starting up. So, any questions back here? Cool, let's get out.
Right? It's like kind of mind blowing when you think about it.
So the reason I wanted to close it first right now, so the door is obviously closed easy.